Alrighty, welcome everyone. I'm Teeaboo and I am here for Jujutsu Kaisen Season 3, Episode 4, titled Perfect Preparation. And this is actually the second video that I've recorded today because I just finished refreshing myself on the events of Jujutsu Kaisen Season 1, Episode 17, where Maki and Mai battle as multiple members of the two schools battle against each other. We've got Momo against Kugisaki. It's the episode with the big bonk hammer, and with a whole bunch of conversation about what it means to be a woman sorcerer and the specific pressures that are placed on Mai and Maki, all leading up to and culminating in a 1v1 face-off between the twin sisters that reveals to us why Maki left. She says it very clearly: because I would have hated myself if I stayed. So she broke the promise that she made to her little sister that she would never abandon her, and did so for her own sense of self-respect, for avoiding self-hatred, and avoiding, pivotally, regret. And I want to spend a little bit of time talking about regret here at the beginning. I have begun, literally just today, I've begun something of a scholarly investigation into the cluster of emotions: guilt, shame, regret, remorse. I've been investigating shame for quite a while, mostly off the back of a book by John Bradshaw called Healing the Shame That Binds You, which I've brought up a number of times and which I think is an incredible work. It investigates deeply the emotional experience of shame, of feeling like you are a mistake, like there is something fundamentally wrong with you, and how it evolves, how it can impact lives, and how it can change us. But in the wake of Yuji's experiences after the disaster and his clear self-blame for it, his rumination on it, his continuous worry over it, his clear regret and remorse for a set of events that are only partly his direct responsibility, I found myself wanting more information, wanting more knowledge in this space, in part so that if I ever find myself in a circumstance like Yuji finds himself in, where I have been party to something wrong, something bad has happened as a result of my actions, I want to know what to do about that. I want to be, like, prepared to handle that circumstance, and I also want, like, a coherent psychological framework for taking actions that avoid those regrets, for foreseeing them. I talked about this in just a little bit during the last episode, which I'll post as an edited video before this, so go check it out because there's some cool conversation about this topic, but I'll try to bring it back up here in this video because I think it's important to this particular conversation. When Maki says, "I would have hated myself if I didn't," she's engaging in one of the great human superpowers. One of our great abilities is the ability to foresee the future, to set up a course of action for ourselves, and to predict out how that will play out, what will happen. This is a basic foundation of our conscious ability to choose in the first place. You know, you imagine our ancestors in search of food and to avoid predators and avoid dangers, and they have many options for how to spend their time. Do you go out and climb the trees in the forest and look for fruit? Do you scavenge down on the bottoms of the grasslands? Do you try to hunt something? What do you do? And through experience, we learn which of those things is most likely to succeed and which is most likely to lead to you becoming a corpse. And with that information in tow, we make our decisions each time by predicting out what might happen. Okay, if I go and I search through the trees for fruit, there's a chance that I'll find fruit. There's also a chance that I find nothing. There's a chance that I get eaten by a snake. There's a chance that there's a chance that that. And with all of those possibilities in place, our brains do this incredible set of calculations that says, this one's the most likely to lead to less regrets and more benefits for me. That is a superpower, to be able to predict out two paths into the future and say, on path A, maybe I'll fulfill my promise to my sister and I'll do what's expected by my family. And in path B, I'll throw away the promise that I made to my sister. I'll throw away my connection to my family. Which of these leads to me hating myself? Well, path A is going to guaranteed lead to me hating myself, so I'm not going to do that. That predictive ability is incredibly powerful. And that power is the forward-looking benefit of regret. The ability that we have to know that touching the hot stove will burn us and thus choose not to do it the next time. But sometimes that takes us actually getting burned by the hot stove in the first place until for us to actually learn. There's there are things that you don't know are going to be bad, things that you can't predict. And it feels to me like Yuji's circumstance is in part one of those. We were entrapped, we were forced into a position, and it wasn't our choices necessarily that led to the destruction of all of these people. In fact, I, sitting on the outside, can't really think of things that we could have done much differently to avoid that circumstance playing out. So, when it comes to guilt, shame, regret, and worry, I think it's important that we separate them out because some of them are more emotional experiences and some of them are more like realistic, more rational, more logical understandings of things that have happened. So I want to reference an article by disaster psychologist George S. Everly Jr., PhD, ABPP, FACLP, a bunch of acronyms that I don't know the meaning of, who helped me clarify and differentiate what these different elements are. Guilt is a belief in culpability or responsibility for some perceived offense or wrongdoing. There are four broad categories, mostly, he presents. 1, guilt for doing something you should not have. 2, guilt for not doing something you should have. 3, guilt by association. And 4, survivor's guilt. I think that the ones that we need to be focused on for Yuji are guilt for doing something you should not have, destroying a city, because he's taking that as his responsibility, I believe, and guilt for not doing something that you should have, stopping that from happening, saving Gojo at the right time, whatever it is, that's an element that I think is woven in. Often saddled to guilt is regret, a natural and healthy response to guilt. Regret involves accepting responsibility for the perceived offense or wrongdoing and being remorseful about it. It's often related to thoughts of contrition or repentance, and it often leads to subsequent corrective actions and even preventative actions in the future, not touching the stove, preventing other people from touching stoves, etc. It's not necessarily a bad thing. In fact, I'm now reading a book called The Power of Regret that is focused entirely on making regret into a positive thing, on turning regrets that you have into a motivation for you to make changes in your life, a motivation to make different choices in the future. It's not necessarily a bad thing unless it leads to shame. Shame is the angst and distress often associated with guilt, and it involves a level beyond to humiliation, a loss of honor, or respect. It can take stressful regret and turn it into a disaster. It is not healthy. It serves no useful purpose. And here I will grab a line from Therapy in a Nutshell. Shame is more than feeling like you messed up. It's believing that you are irrecoverable, that what you've done is so bad that if people really knew you, they'd attack and reject you. Shame shows up in our minds. I'm worthless. I'm bad. I'm never good enough. I'm a failure. I'm a loser. I'm broken. I'm defective. It's all my fault. It shows up in our bodies, our posture, our downward gaze, our turning away, withdrawing, hiding, shrinking, freezing, avoiding being seen, because to be seen is to be seen for your shame. It's to have your shame bared to the world. And in our actions, it emerges as giving up, hiding our true selves, people-pleasing, not establishing effective boundaries, perfectionism, which is an interesting one. It's the like, I'm going to clamp down and never do anything wrong ever again. Isolation, so that nobody can see you, and self-sabotage, because you're already a failure, you might as well fail again, right? Both articles walk us through a process of evaluating the sort of linear cascade, as George says, from guilt all the way up to shame, and the worry, the continuous rumination that brings that shame back up into your mind and poisons your thoughts over and over and over, preventing you from thinking about other things because you're stuck ruminating on this negative emotional experience that's characterizing you, that it becomes you. How do you evaluate those? and figure out where you are in that framework and, like, dispel those, release that burden, release that energy, and fix it and heal. The first step that both of them present is figuring out if you're actually responsible. In lots of cases, in real world circumstances, we are not actually responsible in 100% for things that we feel guilty for. If we're not responsible for them, for example, survivor's guilt, victim's guilt, if we're not responsible for them, reject that guilt. It's a false emotion. Let it go. But if responsibility is warranted, then determine if you are 100% responsible, if it is really all you. Or if it's not 100% you, you can lessen that burden and diffuse the guilt by sharing it with others. In Yuji's case, this happens explicitly when Megumi says, we. Yuji says, I did that. Megumi says, no, we did that. He's doing it for him. He's sharing that burden. He's saying this isn't all on you. And even beyond that, it isn't all on Yuji. He's carrying a literal demon spirit monster bad guy inside him who caused a lot of this. So you can reduce that level of guilt just a little bit. Then the hardest part, I think. Third, if you determine that the guilt is warranted and you are 100% culpable, then own it. Apologize to those who have been hurt by it. Try to correct the problem if you can. Then borrow from Maya Angelou and say to yourself, if I had known better, I would have done better. Tomorrow is a new day. Indeed, tomorrow is the first day of the rest of your life. So do better. Act to prevent it from happening again in the future to you and perhaps others. Each day can be the beginning of a new life and a new you. In our show, in Yuji's circumstance, this might be difficult. Apologizing doesn't fix the lives that were lost or the city that was destroyed, and it doesn't unchange the foundations of our world. But he can act now in the present to try to correct the problem, to undo some of what was done, and to prevent it from spiraling even further out of control. And he can take actions to avoid this sort of situation in the future, whether those are getting Okotsu to kill him if it's ever going to happen again, and setting up backup plans, basically accountability measures where you've got other people around you who are also watching you, and you're in communication with them about who you want to be and asking them to hold you accountable to it. If I had known better, I would have done better. In many ways, I don't know what could have been done better in Shibuya by Yuji. But I know that with the emotional weight of regret that he's holding, he could make choices informed by that would lead to different circumstances in the future. I don't know what they'll be. I don't know if they'll be complete. I doubt that he'll be able to get through scot-free without ever doing anything bad ever again. That perfectionist ideal just doesn't answer the problem, which is that we're fallible, mistaken, totally finite little tiny humans that make mistakes all the time. And sometimes we're carrying powers that are way beyond us, at least in the context of the show, and we don't always have control over those. So what we need is a process. We need something that we engage in after something has already gone wrong, as well as a set of processes to best avoid things going wrong. And it is, I think, by engaging with and embracing our notification system, the regret notification system that goes, bing, you shouldn't have done that. Bing, you're going to hate yourself if you do this. Bing, oh, don't do that. Bing, yeah, it seems really tempting. It's really warm, but that stove is going to burn you, man. And that can change our behavior into the future in a way that changes you, that really completely changes you. I think viewing things in this sort of set of ways, that the event that occurred first, to figure out if the event that occurred is entirely your fault, then to narrow down which parts of it really are your responsibility, then to use those as catalysts to change your behavior, to go and fix the things that were done wrong, and then to go and avoid those bad pitfalls in the future. Suddenly, the event that causes the guilt that you regret and feel remorse over, and your mind is worrying about it and ruminating about it, this process that could hamstring you, that could prevent you from acting wholly in yourself, can instead be turned into fuel that pushes you forward into the person that you'd actually like to be, the person that you are much less likely to hate yourself for being. And I think that's really powerful. So, I'm sorry for blathering a whole bunch about some psychological concepts that I'm going to become more aware of and have a better understanding of in the future, but I wanted to lay them out here kind of as soon as I can in the season because they're pivotal to where Yuji is at and what our story is investigating and evaluating. And I think if I talk about them here, even if I've made mistakes in this talk, we can reevaluate and like reinvestigate and use this as a bit of a foundation for communicating about this space of guilt, shame, regret, remorse, and worry, these emotions that can bind us and tear us apart, but can also strengthen us and are the way that that sort of classic phrase, learn from your mistakes, can actually be manifested. Because in many ways, that's what I'm wanting to do here. We say, learn from your mistakes, learn from your mistakes, learn from your mistakes. It's okay to be fallible. It's okay to be human. Those weaknesses can be strengths. But how? But like, actually how? How, step by step, do you go through making mistakes that you've made into parts of your like decision-making process that make you less likely to make mistakes in the future and that make you able to dispel the negative valent emotions that come with those mistakes, that let you catalyze them and turn them into positivity, and not like overwhelming foolish positivity, right? But like genuine somber, if maybe, I don't know, evaluation of self and commitment to change behaviors moving into the future. How do you do that? You're going to make mistakes. You're going to cause harm in your life. How do you do as little of that as possible and turn those moments that are bad into something better? This is where I'm starting. This is my starting point. Okay, that was a whole lot of blathering. My Maki. Maki all scarred up. Oh, and there's this conversation about a scar on a woman's face from Momo that's really, really poignant as well. There's an expectation that women have to do all the things. They have to be perfect, they have to be powerful sorcerers, and they have to look good. A scar on a man's face is a badge of honor, but on a scar on a woman's face is only a blemish. And now Maki is like the most scarred. It's almost as though the show has rejected her role for her. Has been like, yeah, you want to be, everybody wants Maki to be this, like, pretty girl who's a powerful sorcerer, who's aligned with the clan and demure and doesn't talk back and stuff. And she says, fuck that, walks out on her own, becomes powerful on her own without the sorcery or the Zenin technique, and then gets scarred up so that her beauty is destroyed as well. And yet she is still strong and badass and still admirable, right? You can take all the expectations from the outside world away, and if you have one thing, self-respect, a lack of self-hatred, a deep fundamental knowledge that you have and will continue to make choices that you agree with, that's who Maki is. And that's where she's coming back from, right? And she's going to go to the Zenin stuff and go gather their tools, which I'm really excited to see because I think there's going to be some conflict there. I think that Naoya's going to pop up and be like, no, you can't have my tools. These are mine. And I'm very excited to see Maki hopefully put him in the dirt because he's an asshole. Okay, I've been talking a lot. I'm gonna draw something. Yay! Okay, I call it Kickoff, which is also very likely to be the episode title for this episode, just because it feels like this is where we're really kicking off, and I titled the last episode The Warm-Up, so now we're in sort of a sports type of context. So this is the kickoff. We've got Yuji and Geto, actually Kaminori Toshi, but Geto. The ball that they're kicking is the cube. We've got sketchy Megami over here. We've got Tengen being the referee with the striped shirt, and we've got Naoya who just has swoopy hair because he's not wearing his robes. That's what I've got for today. All right, let's go ahead and kick this culling game off with episode 4 of season 3 of Jujutsu Kaisen titled Perfect Preparation. I've got the episode up and ready to go. It's sitting at 0 seconds. There will be 2 versions, picture-in-picture in the description, timer on YouTube, early access on the Patreon. Subscribe while you're down there, and a beep timer to count you down. Let's go. Yeah, there we go. I hate when it's 101%. Zenin home? Yeah, let's go, Maki. What weapon is she carrying, I wonder? That's too big. That's weird. Yeah, no. Oh, it is Naoya. Hi, what's up? Interesting crushed framing. Kasu. What's going on over there? Oh, that's the past. Rely on somebody else? Just gonna walk away from you. Fuck you. Whose voice is that? Yeah. Why can't you do it? Yeah, we need you to take that role for sure. Yeah, why can't you do it? Wouldn't work, okay. It does. Not yet, though. She's still aiming for it, though. Oh. Oh, interesting. She wants to solve it all. She's facing the other way, though. Is that her mother? That's the line from the last episode at the end. Cool. Cool. The Cursed Warehouse. Wow, the color shift. That's cool. That's really cool. All right, what do we got? What? Oh, these are the three? Yeah. This color scheme is crazy. The Kamo? Which is the other Kamo Noritoshi, right? The arrows guy? Hmm. Okay, so the entire rest of the Zenin clan is going to He's gonna kill her? He's gonna fight her. Is that Mai? Fuck. The door closes, we're gonna fight. Okay. Cursed Tool Dragon Bone. Kumiya Juzo's masterpiece. So we haven't seen that one. Whoa, this buildup is slow. It's going to burst into motion, isn't it? In the darkness? Shatter sword. Whoa, it doesn't matter. His ability is to reforge it to create a blade out of nothing. Oh fuck. Maki 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 Maki. It's gonna be her and Mai, right? It's both of them. He's dragging both of his fucking daughters covered in blood. I wasn't chosen because of you two? Children. He's gonna just throw them in there? Oh. But they'll come out as soon as I leave. So this is death. But he gets to sort of wipe his hands of it, huh? それがなんだ? We're overcoming you anyway. I don't think so, man. Wow. Okay, Mai's up. Oh man, her guts are actually coming out of that gash. That's bad. Mai? After all of this. Come on, do the fusion dance. Become one. She's not dead, is she? Weird. Okay, where's my... Whoa. What? What? Are we actually out here? How? Where's my... You can... You can create one thing. What has she created? Did she recreate her body? So one gains and the other loses, and it throws off the balance? Yeah. Hmm. Color emerging. So she's going to remove herself from the equation so that you become complete. Something from their childhood? Oh, shit. She genuinely directly sacrificed herself to save you. How? Like, materially, I don't know. Fear of Maki. Oh, no, fear of him. Fear of Toji, right? Oh! Maki with the walkie, holy shit! Yeah, together now. Hard, spooky cut. Oh, who are you? Of course they underestimate her. Of course they deeply underestimate her. He must have been caught lacking. You know, I wouldn't worry about it. You're all gonna fucking die. Sure. Aw. Aw. Just expendable. Oh, wow. We're doing these hyper slow-mo. Oh, the blade is what she made, isn't it? I didn't realize that she now had two blades. Burst. The whole system that birthed us. You should be very afraid, boys. Zenbu takara ne? Yeah. Let's go. Maybe don't. Maybe don't. Maybe don't. Gosh, this is like Ninja Scroll levels of blood and gore. It sort of fits a classic 1v100 fight, but it's like there's no tension to it. She's so overwhelming. Yeah, we're the music is so silly. What? It has rockets on it? Oh my god. Sort of a mirror to Naoya's like flap 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 flap. That painted bloody across the screen is a reference. Holy shit, Maki. She's just sliding through this space. What the fuck, man? The 1-inch punch, kind of. Ay, ay, ay. Who's next? Yeah, no emotion to it at all. It's just a machine. La 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 la. Very reminiscent of Gojo moving super fast. Destroy it all, Maki. There was one more? Good. Oh. Okay. Those were cool explode. What the fuck? Yeah, we'll be fine now. Whoa. Well, that's a familiar track. Oh, we're sliding. We're in Watanabe space now. I don't actually know if this is Watanabe, but that first portion was. Oh my god! Well, that didn't stop her at all. No, it's Mai and Maki. Oh my god! What's that technique? Whoa, Utapon. What is this? That's him. Whoa! Oh, shit. She's not still. She's not still. What the fuck is going on? Okay, Watanabe. And she's gonna wipe it out. That's a lot of punches. But okay. I don't think he did, dude. Yeah, I don't think so. Well, shit. At least you get to die believing that he did it. Oh my god, she's just got his head. And who remains? It's Naoya, isn't it? What's up, asshole? That was a cool cut of him. Hi Naoya. Maki. Oh no, Toji. You could not be more wrong, dude. Got her. Shit. So he had a respect for him, huh? Hmm. Hmm. Man, you're putting a lot of hits out now, yeah, but I don't know if they're doing much. What's she counting? Oh. It just isn't stopping, man. We kicked off and it gets going. She's still standing strong, man. What did she just do? Whoa, that was painted. Okay. He's building up so much speed. Holy shit, we're seeing like a satellite image. This is exactly what Choso did. Counting frames. Your head is going to explode. It's just like the bonk hammer. The like 5 cuts instead of just 3. Oh yeah, skull shattering. Now he's dead. Praise be! Praise be! Let's go, Maki. Okay, so she just eliminated one of the core families entirely, top to bottom. I don't think he's going to. I'm gonna imagine she's killed herself. Oh. Oh my god, he's still alive? Let it end, my guy. Let it end. Oh no. Oh fuck. That's the mother. Oh. Whoa. I wonder if the mother was her attendant as well. Yeah. She really loved Mai. Good question. No residuals. Faint traces from a cursed tool used as the murder weapon. Remove the Zenin clan from the three great clans. Headquarters has tabled this motion. She's destroyed it all. Never again will that family wreak that kind of despair. Okay. Okay, next episode we're gonna follow a different part of the operation. How exciting. This episode is laser focused. Laser focused. I'm really glad that I was asked to refresh my memory of the previous, of 117, because that focus on Mai and Maki's like duty responsibility paradigm to family and their internal struggle between each other, and then the endpoint that Maki reaches where she says, I would hate myself if I didn't leave, but she would also hate herself if she didn't return to change things, right? It would be a greater regret to let that family continue on the way that they are. So she returns to destroy it all. And like regains connection to her sister even in death through that, like through their despair at being forced to be a part of this family mine never escaped it. She was always stuck in it. And so there's no way that she could, like, bring her back out with her. She might have wanted to, but there was no way. There's too much betrayal and too much cruelty and so much monstrousness from the rest of the family. So she enters this space in the same scene that she leaves it, right? This beautiful painterly scene. She enters and walks away, same scene, different time of day, but the sun is setting, right? The sun is setting on the Zenin clan. Symbolically, we are focused on this experience, on this place, on this location, on this set of events, and emotionally, we're focused on Maki's journey of, I don't know, like, washing away the bloody past with more blood by destroying the things that have caused it. It's a really interesting one, especially in context of the talk that we had about guilt, regret, remorse, and how those can inspire action. The actions that Maki takes are kind of horrifying because she's going and destroying, but she's going and destroying something that she now views clearly as evil in order to prevent it from doing the things that it's done to her, yeah? And for a variety of other reasons, but god damn. What a face, that ain't gonna heal. I thought you only saw their asses. Immediately, I'm drawn in by the framing and feel. There's something about these screens with lots of, what are they called? Lattices? With lots of lattices, they really dramatically break up the frame. And that's not the only place where that's happening in this frame. We've got the bookshelves in the back and the doorway and these boxes and then these squares of the tiles. Like, almost everything in the frame here is tiled, is like patterned. That's interesting. I don't exactly have words to describe exactly what that means, if that makes sense. But that does something to my mind, right? It crushes our characters into a box on one side of the screen, and then crushes everything else into little boxes too. It's rigid and static. It's interesting. And then contrasted with, like, the events of the battle sequence where literally everything is moving and nothing is in boxes. It's almost as though Maki is, like, walking through those gates and into a world of boxes that she breaks. She's here to shatter them. But Naya's still in his own. It's the biggest box on screen, but he's still in his own. Maki here is in a box that he's putting her in the doorway. Yeah? And everything else about the household is in little boxes. Answer me, scum. Just using his foot on the piano, it's just like a disrespect for everything. Everything you have sucks. No one will ever look at you. How sad. Should I bully you the way I used to? And we pull out to show, I think he's stepping on her neck. Yeah, it looks like he's stepping on her neck. I don't know what else he's doing here. There's more to it, but it's unclear. We keep it in the background. All we need to know is that he's a monster. So what are you gonna do? Stick to somebody better than you? Like the shit that you are? She just turns and walks away. Maki ends up entirely, over the course of the entire thing, unbothered. Unshakable. Made of, like, granite. Except with Mai, right? And as she walks away, he's lost power over the situation. Say something! Say something! So this, Maki, come back. When was that? Like, she's literally saying that here in the moment. But when Maki talks to her and asks her, why did you tell me to come back? Is she talking about here and now, or is she talking about in the past? I'm not really sure. We're not allowed entry. Clan head said I could. And then we letterbox into Megumi. It can't be me yet. I can't create a place for Mai. This scream, contrasted with her facing away, unseen, silent, is really strange. Why? Why must you always be like this? just once make me glad I gave birth to you. I love the way that the door opening looks. It's so fucking badass. Go from this greenish blue to the red as all the seals go. Whoosh, and it's a trap. He's already inside, right? So all the seals have been replaced. Wow. And then it cracks open to blues. Color is really neat in this episode. When we fade it out entirely for the black and white blood splatter battle and bring the spot coloring in, but it's not like vibrant bright the way that the tunnel fight was. It's muted. It's more like Ninja Scroll. It really reminds me of Ninja Scroll. And then there are moments like this. This whole scene is almost a static, like, painting, right? But it's like the depth of color, the saturation on everything, from the lighting fixtures to the little green gems on them, and then this green-red contrast with orange to sort of glue it together is crazy. It's crazy. We can use this to our advantage. As long as their traitor is plotting to release Gojo, we can execute them without a problem. Killing his own daughters sure adds credibility, so they're planning for Mai and Maki's dad to be the credible one? Oh. Would strengthen the headquarters' trust. Is old man Ogi okay with that? It was his idea. So he's angling for clan head, I think. Wow. He's already attacked Mai. Why does he need her there? He doesn't, right? It's just part of the punishment. Because, like, she's not acting as bait or anything like that. Maki didn't even know she'd be in here. She's just here for the cursed tools. She is so unfucking bothered. That's so badass. God damn it. There are like 12 scenes of Maki just walking through spaces being badass, and I don't know how you make a character walking through a space feel that fucking badass. I don't know how you do that. Goso managed it. The way we build into this battle and the way that we build tension is really interesting. Or it felt really interesting to me. She's sort of on a mission. We're building this big orchestral score up. And then the flame goes out. And we launch into battle. Ching, ching, ching. And she breaks the blade, but he slices anyway. Because she doesn't seem to know his technique? How fucked is that? Why was I passed over? Where is his head during all of this? It's all about them causing him suffering, right? Them taking things away from him by being failures and disappointments. Ugh. Because my children were such defective failures. And then we're dragging the bloody bodies, just the blood on the floor. No music. Okay. I wasn't chosen because of you two. His eyes are blacked out. Children must never drag their parents down. Didn't you know dragging each other down is considered a virtue in this country? It's a powerful stab at, like, social norms. Crab in a bucketism. Which, interestingly, I think the first time I watched through 117, I brought up crabs in a bucket idea, where Mai is like, why did you leave me? Why couldn't you just stay with me? Stay down at the bottom with me. At least we'd be together. It's dragging another person down. Oh, what a fucking frame. What a scene. What a reveal. Like, he drags them to this place, and my mind is racing, like, what's gonna be going on here? Curses. Wow. What of it? You don't have something special. Heavenly restriction to enhance physical prowess. We can do that ourselves using cursed energy. Every single one of us already has it. Mai crawls over to her, embraces her, seems to kiss her, reaches out and feels the center of her chest, her heart. I always figured it would come to this. She always thought this would happen. Whoosh of water, and then we're on the beach. The geese flying above in formation. That feels like a potent symbol. The water is beautiful. The way it almost moves in segments. We were already told, like, Maki's alone now. But we have this last moment of connection. You already know what my technique does. It makes something. So I'm not sure what she made. Can't create anything big or complicated. Once I create this, I'll die, and then so nonchalantly, bye. You're on your own now. No music, just the waves. Come back, come back. So we talk about twins and the balance. They're viewed as one and the same, and now they're becoming one and the same. Yeah? She's like, I don't know how, I don't understand the mechanics of it, but she's like imbuing her life force into Maki. Identical twins as an individual, and thus she's giving up her life for Maki's. But what is she creating? Is it the second sword? I don't know. You can long to grow stronger and work so hard you spit up blood, but it's all pointless because I don't want to get better at all. The color of the geese changes slowly. I don't understand. I don't understand. As long as I exist, you'll be incomplete. So by removing herself, she enables Maki to become who she can wholly be, yeah? This is all I'll leave you with. I'll take it all with me, the cursed energy and everything. It just gives her this seed, this, like, just promise me you'll destroy it all. Call back to their childhoods. An ability to, like, fulfill that promise, kind of. Now she'll never leave her. Oh, yeah, no, okay. So it is the blade. She built the blade for her. And somehow that saved her. Somehow that saved her life as well. Yeah, it flickers here for a second, as if showing us that it was just constructed. She built her accursed tool, a weapon. Mai, wake up, wake up. This is so cool. This, like, cut into close. The dead face, and then the reveal of the curses all over. And then instantly, they were dispelled? Nani? My body still remembers the fear I worked so hard to regret, but he's not afraid of Maki, he's afraid of Toji. And now, by extension, he's afraid of Maki becoming like him. He talked a big game about how, you know, the reinforced body thing isn't really that cool, but he's still terrified. The fear I worked so hard to forget. Into darkness, he blazes courage. He sees Toji there. Idaro! And as he screams, he doesn't even get the chance to swing. Well, he does, I guess. He cuts through a whole bunch of shit. It doesn't matter. Just the most badass, completely nonchalant walk possible. So she speaks to Mai as the sword now. Let's get started. Wow, okay. And we focus again on the geese flying in perfect unison. I don't know what the deal is with that. It's an interesting symbol. Something about that cut. It feels even more solid than if we just cut to the black after the geese. Really interesting. Okay. Gong. What's going on? She murdered Ogi-san. Well, I guess even he could be killed if he was, you know, tricked. They just completely underestimate her and throw bodies into the grinder. This fucking guy, I'll finish her off. It'll be fine. She's very familiar with these people, right? What are you gonna do? I wonder what I wanted to do. Like, why did I come here? What was my purpose? 2 unidentified cursed tools, one from Juzo, one is Mai. Had also been a member. Why wouldn't you stay? There are a couple of, like, super smooth walk moments. Yeah, this one. Where we go all ones, ultra smoothed out. Oh, they build tension so much for this 1v100 fight. So, the 1v100 fight is a classic in martial arts and sort of samurai films. It is what you'd expect. It's 1 versus 100. And this is such a cool example of it because it feels like it's aware of its context. It feels like it's aware of dozens and dozens of this type of scene that have come before, and it wants to build off of them and reference them and pull from them and create its own version of the same kind of thing. I think it's really cool. She was right. That would have been the right choice. I'm sorry. I talked a lot about regret. Yeah? At the end of all of this, she affirms the choice that she made, right? Like, I believe in the choice that she made. I believe when she said in episode 17, I would have hated myself if I didn't leave. That's 100% true. And yet, she can still regret not being there with her sister, not staying with her. And she can still apologize for that, even if it's just internally. And that can give her peace. Even if it's like, I wouldn't have made a different decision, I can still have some regret for that decision that I made. Because there's always a trade-off. There's always a loss and a gain, yeah? I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Mai. Promise me. Promise me you'll destroy it all. Jumps to letterbox are cool. The buildup of music is crazy. Crazy. Zamp. And then one guy screams. This reminds me so much of one of the animators who's on Dandadan throughout its course. He did the running mannequin scene in Dandadan. Something about this reminds me of him immensely. All these moving figures, big squads of them all at once, the angle shots of the feet running, and there are so many interesting dynamic angles chosen throughout this whole sequence. So many of them are just, let's hone in on a dope-ass, badass angle of Maki destroying shit. Woof. She just becomes a, like, whirlwind of blades. It's coherent. It feels like she's actually in the space, even though we're jumping around and she's doing incredible feats of acrobatics and flexibility and dodging and stuff. It feels coherent. We can hit these wides where everything is moving all at once and then hit the narrow, like, close-in shots to show individual, like, interactions, like her ducking under the blade and then her eyes flick up and follow. Oh boy, there's really not much like this. She's like a lawnmower and they're like blades of grass. But there are a bunch of scenes where I'm like convinced that they are direct references to other movies, mostly movies. One is Ninja Scroll. I think that there is some significant Ninja Scroll referencing here. Two is samurai movie, whole big space, I don't even know. Maybe even Kill Bill, maybe even Tarantino stuff. Whatever breadth of references is going into this, this is such a cool scene. It's cathartic. This is the fulfillment of what we've wanted. It fulfills the promise that she is requested to make by Mai in those last moments. It brings Maki to who she really wants to be. It fulfills the promise that she's going to come back and destroy it all, that we kind of get cemented all the way back in 117. She says she's gonna become the head of this clan, and this is one major step into it. Gosh, all the motion is so cool. Things like this guy setting up, it's like, oh, this is a badass. He's got a big speed thing. What? Whoop, gone. Done. Over. Another, and another, and another, and another. Unmoving, unfucking touched by all of this. Just insane. And then the from below shots where she's just a woof, 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 whirlwind. Gosh, it's like watching what's his face from Devil May Cry just destroying things. You know, it's like watching an ARPG character against hordes and hordes of opponents. And the blood splatters all over the glass floor, which is over top of the like sand garden. Peace and zen beneath us, and Maki does embody a strange zen as she becomes a whirlwind of death through this space. I mean, Jesus, man. There are a bunch of really chaotic, dynamic, over-the-top, like, blah, blood sprays and faces exploding and stuff, and then it all clink cuts to black and white with spot coloring. Again, the blood is not vibrant red here. It's this muted, pale, reddish, almost pink color. I really like the black and white scene. It feels much cooler to me than this whole sequence. This whole sequence is awesome and full of incredible animation, but once we jump to black and white, there's like I don't know. I don't know what it is. It just feels like we can do more. It feels like we can have a lot more fun with it. It feels like we can be a little bloodier, a little bit gorier without it being directly in our face, maybe? I don't know. But everything starts to be in motion. Oh yeah, and then the music track that's playing is almost a joke. Let me find a spot where it, like, kicks in. Okay. So we do this, like, whip whip, flying stuff, and then she grabs them on her finger and throws them back at him? What the fuck? And then, as he gets hit by it, we bring in... La 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 la, da 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 da, everything's pretty cool now. Nothing's going wrong over here. It's like, what is this dance party bullshit? Well, it's a dance party. It has jet engines. It has rockets. I don't know, man. Like, how do you deal with... I don't know how to break this down in any sort of coherent way. It gestures at 1v100 fights, and then it executes on really stunning animation over and 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 over. I've brought this up before. There are scenes in JJK where it's as though the whole staff got together and went, so for this one moment where somebody throws a kunai at her, what's the most badass thing that she could possibly fucking do? And how do we make it look as cool as possible? Oh, maybe what if she flips upside down, spins in the air a bunch, grabs it on her pinky finger, and throws the kunai back at the dude's head? Yeah, let's do that. That sounds good. Okay, that's one out of the next 150 cool moments that need to be as cool as possible that we're going to go through. Let's go through all of them. Just the idea of coming up with all of these ideas boggles my mind, let alone drawing them in a way where they're coherent and it registers to the audience watching it? What the fuck, man? Okay, so this is our, like, she stays static spinning and just her arm is moving. It really reminds me of the Naoya ba 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 ba. All the swords coming together and then the character leaping up above it is a direct reference to something. I have no idea what. I'm sure there are some things that I don't even recognize as references. Then this, and then the blood splatters on the wall. This is a direct reference to something, and I have no idea what. And then this pulling in and out, pulling in and out. Oh, it's crazy dynamic. And then, pow! And then the blade through it, as though she stabbed right through somebody to get here. Whoosh, and pulls it back out. And then it's like a dance. Then it's like crescendo of a dance. She's actually... Wait. Wait. Is this Dirty Dancing? Is this John Travolta in Dirty Dancing? It is... Oh, it's not Dirty Dancing. It's Saturday Night Fever. Okay, I have hunted. John Travolta does not do a knee slide in Saturday Night Fever. Neither does Patrick Swayze do an actual knee slide in Dirty Dancing. Nor could I find evidence of an actual knee slide in Grease, which were the three that came up when I went looking for this. I don't know where it exists. It might not. I might have made it up. It's freaking crazy, though. At this point, we start to, like, dispense with physics. She begins to, like, slide around while standing still and do all kinds of crazy, almost Watanabe-esque sort of things. And it's cool. It's insane. But it's fucking cool. These interactions are so neat. Her complete control over the situation is palpable. And I think this is where she begins to, like, slide and sweep, right? She's not even moving her feet. She's just sliding around on the blood splatter. Literally slides up to this guy, 1-inch punches him. Insane. Absolutely bonkers insane. And what was this flick? What? Oy, I don't know. Maybe that was just her flicking the blood. Yeah, it's flicking the blood off the blade. She just moves that fast. Toji moved like that, right? That's really what we're doing, is we're saying Toji's back in the form of Maki. And then she just comes on up to you. There's no surviving this. Look at this. Okay, she rushes forward. We do this wide, and then there's motion in the wide, and then it bursts out of this sort of far away, not very clear space. Boom! Into being full fidelity and entering our frame. Like breaking out of the boxes that set up this room, which, again, is made out of lots of boxes. Kind of cool. Yeah, the flow goes so hard. Reminiscent of Gojo, reminiscent of Toji. Good God. And now for you. Boom! Okay, this set of smoke clouds is awesome. Look at those. All the blood cascading off of it. Just gallons and gallons of blood. Tanker trucks worth of blood. Over the fucking top is what this is. And then crushed between the praying hands. Spraying a spiral of blood out. Ugh, like a Ferris wheel. Yeah, the Hay are here. We'll be fine. That's good. The Zenin clan's strongest unit. He has this moment of like, voop. He knows she's coming and uses whatever technique he has in order to survive that one blast. And then we go into, this is so Watanabe, it's not even funny. If this cut isn't Keiichiro Watanabe, I don't know what the fuck is real in the world. We're like sliding. That's freaking cool. Got him. And then the next one. What is she grabbing? I'm not even sure. It's a chunk of that guy. And then this guy's got his crazy fucking eye technique. And then this goes, we do this like circle. This is very Utapon, very, very Yutaka Nakamura. It's probably not. I wonder if it's the same person who animated the fireball in the Reze film. Because that has a very similar, like, burning the ground away in layers. And there's also a sequence during Jogo fighting on the bridge sequence area, in that sort of space, that feels sort of like it too. White impact, red impact of blood to the thing. Gagoom. Whoa. And she's just like zooming. Junichi-san, hold her still. Oh, okay. Of all the crazy, insane shit that we've had in the episode, because there's an incredible amount of interesting animation, some cool framing, crazy design choices like black, white, red spray on all black and white boxes for the whole space, stuff like that. This really simple effect might be one of my favorite moments in the episode. Junichi-san! And then it's just one frame, right? Oh no, it's two. There's boom, setup, boom, boom, boom. And then it solidifies, becomes a circle, and that's it. That's the whole thing. Poof. But it feels like he puffs the smoke away from him by appearing there, as though it dispels it in a circle around him. Pah! It's so simple, it's so small, but... Pow! I believe it. Urgh, the strength! She's got that grin, it's very much like Toji. Hold her still! He approaches, but she's breaking the fuck out. Of what, through how, I don't even know, but nothing can hold her. As though she's warping the space and reality around her. Don't worry about me, Junichi-san! He says the Zenin exists because Toji chose not to wipe us out. You must have realized that she's become the same as him. So do it! Do it now! And he fires off his fucking technique, which is one of the cooler techniques that we've seen. A bajillion fists from the sky, like raining down and demolishing everything piece by piece. Boom! And then it's so weird, like freezes her in space, and then they go by. Then we go complete chaos. Go. Another Utapon-like explosion of everything. Brrr, wow. This is a cool texture in the background, too. It's strange. You did it! You did it, Junichi-san! Oh, yeah, and then this smoke box. It almost has weight to it. Very strange. You did it, Jinichi-san. No. No. Nobody's left. What a frame of Naoya's face. The sharp, dark lines around the eyes. He's really a caricature of himself, huh? Have you no heart? Nah, she took it with her. Me? I'm a prodigy. I'm gonna be head of the clan. There's a loser. I can't wait to see how shitty he is. He goes up and he does see him, and it's different. This memory is different. It's not what he expected. How pitiful he must look. I'm not sure about that. I don't know. How did Naoya feel about Toji then? I don't know. They fight. She matches him. She's already counting. She's been thinking about Naobito's technique for a long, long time, right? Yeah. How did we... So there's skip 1-2. Right? 1-2. Skip. 1-2. Skip. 1-2. Skip. Oh, no. Skip. 1. Skip. 1. Skip. 1. 1. Skip. 1. Skip. 1. Skip. 1. Skip. So sometimes it's on 12. 1 skip, 1 skip. On 2s. Sometimes it's on 3s. Skip, skip, 1. Skip, skip, 1. And sometimes it's on 1s. Skip, 1, 1. Skip. So it varies all throughout. Which gives this like that's like offbeat, so it's not completely consistent, but there's like a pattern to it, like a drum roll to it, like a drum beat to it. And that feels like what we get here. That really is what it feels like. As in the midst of like double time of that. So like it's clear that they're punching more times than we see because there are all these extras. So there's this like and then we're operating it at a we're operating at halftime compared to it. I've never seen anything quite like that. Utilization of like frame rate modulation is all over the place, but this is to not create smoothness, but to create judder, to like shudder, jitter. That's fucking cool. Ching! And then these backdrops for some of these shots are insane. Boom! We're zooming. No one ever understood Toji-kun except maybe Satoru. You ain't the one. I'm the one who stands with them. I'm the chosen one. He's back to his flip bullshit. And she's just counting. Narrator gives us some info. Counting. 8. I mean, it's insane, right? We can't even keep track. It's as though we're meant to feel like he's overwhelming her completely. The one who stands among them is me! But at the same time, I know going into this that Maki's going to kill his ass, right? So there's an interesting tension where we have to build up this feeling like he might actually defeat her. Does this verge into paint on glass? No, it's just a transition. Whoa, that's cool looking. Batter. All the way out to the sliding. And then she takes her stance, anchors herself. Come here. And she waits. But we're letterboxing this. How strange. We're not letterboxing the past, we're letterboxing now. Just for this moment. This painted sequence is amazing. I wonder if it's actually paint on glass. It might be. It doesn't have any translucence to it, though. So I don't know. It might just be paint on paint. Come in for a hug. What are all these backdrop locations? I don't really know. Blast at top speed. What a frame. Whose hand? On her shoulder. My? I don't know. This satellite image is insane. Look at the distance between him and the aftershock, the like dust cloud that he kicks up. That's insane. And in this moment, she speaks 24 times. Caught you. Now I can see them. He doesn't even get to say imposter. Smash. Crunch. Bash. She really should have punched him one more fucking time, man. Sorry. Say that again? So she goes, hunts down her mother, who cowers in fear from her. Stay back. No, please listen. Why did you ask me to come back? Is she talking about today? You know, at the thing? Or is she talking about way back in the past? I don't know. Huh? What are you talking about? No, she doesn't respond. She doesn't actually care about the answer. Strange. I don't understand. And then Naoya, scrambling, dying, is killed by her, of all people. Why? Because of what he did to her daughters? Because of what he did to her? Because of how he treated her throughout all of this? I don't know. Together they die. And her last thoughts are that she is actually glad she gave birth to Maki. How strange. Take care of her. Maya's gone. And Maki gives no answer as to what she's going to do next. The Zenin clan is destroyed. Maki's now the head of nothing. Or Megumi is. What a strange episode. What a strange feeling it must be to go back and destroy the people who have caused so much pain. But it doesn't come across as triumphant or victorious. It's like something that must be done. Maki is the one who has to do it. She's the only one who can. It's like she's going back and righting a bunch of wrongs that were done by people related to her that she feels some degree of responsible for. It's interesting. I wonder if it will serve as some kind of an outline for how to deal with those kinds of people in this world and to deal with your relation to them. Because all of the Jujutsu sorcerers are bound by their relationships, yeah? By their families, by their inherited techniques, by their connection to Kamonori Toshi, whatever like that. How do you separate self from the family that raised you, if the family that raised you is monstrous? And then what do you do materially to change that, right? If you grew up in an abusive family, maybe the answer isn't to go back and kill everybody related to you, but there might be some road to resetting things or rebuilding from scratch or dispensing with that whole set of like past lives almost, past ways of being. Maki cuts herself off from them now. And that means that she's alone. She's not connected to the past, but if it's a past that she doesn't want to be connected to, that she would hate herself for staying in, then this is better. Then this is better. But it's a strange tone. In one sense, it is deeply triumphant. These are bad, monstrous people. And Maki deserves a bit of revenge. Especially because they try to fucking kill her. Her own father tries to kill her the first thing that he does. She deserves a bit of revenge. There's a catharsis there, but it's not joyful. It's somber. It's like, this is another bad thing that has to be done in order to start to put to start to stop the flood of bad things that keeps being done. And while it is good in the long run that all these fucking people are dead, there's also a loss to it. It's bittersweet. Okay, I want to check Sakugaburu. Okay, mostly I want names. I want names of people. So I'm gonna do pretty much the whole page. Yeah, I'm gonna do the whole page. This might take a little while, but that's okay. I think it's worth it. Artist unknown. This is walking around and then killing the mom. Okay. Mitsuko Baba. This is him scrambling and then dying. Cool. Aya Suzuki. This is dragging the two bodies. This is a really cool cut. Just getting them to sort of lull, like they're inanimate or like they're unconscious, and then his wow, yeah, it's really cool. Reina Igawa with CAD Sota Yamazaki emerging from the smoke cloud, and then Naoya Aya Suzuki again. This is with my crawling over. So those like intimate, dark moments are a lot of Aya Suzuki. Okay, the rush of whoosh, womb impact frame. I didn't catch that. Oh, wow. Yeah, it's an ultrasound. As though we're saying we're going back to that point of divergence, that point where you became no longer one cell, right? Like one thing, but two. And so then this watery space that they communicate in, where Maya and Maki speak for the last time, becomes more of like an ephemeral space representative of the womb, of the place of before being. And thus it's Maki being reborn with Maya within her or with her. Okay. China, the animator, for this scene. I feel like China might have done some of Momo's faces in the previous seasons as well. It's cool. This is Sota Yamazaki CAD and artist unknown for him running up and then seeing Toji go by. It's a cool scene. Fuyuko Iwata, the whoosh, and then the sling, and his head is cut off. It's an awesome sequence, especially as he's cutting all these pillars with his blade. It's really freaking cool. Itsuki Tsuchigami and artist unknown. These are the flashes as they actually fight. And as she uses her like rocket blade power for the first time. And then as he gets the cut through with a flare of blue. Some bullshit. Damn. Tadashi Hiramatsu. This is Awakening on the beach. Mai walking through. There's another frame. There's another frame of womb or twins. Yeah. Yeah. We do this like whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. There's a hand. And then the two of them together with their umbilicals intertwined. There might be more, but yeah, those snap, snap, snap sequences are really interesting. Left behind. Okay, Daniel Kim. This is Catching Naoya, I think. Yep. And then the super slow-mo, big rotating, all these elements held in for that's so cool. Cocoon! Oh, so okay, I love this. We do the full animation, this one from his perspective, then we do it again from this perspective, then we do it again from this perspective, then we slow-mo, and then we freeze. Now frozen, we spin around them, spin around them, spin around them as she's bringing it down in, and then in the moment when it's going to impact, we cut to the beginning of it again and show the whole thing. Beginning, wha-boom! Oh! And then impact, impact, impact over and over. Good God. We made Naoya so hateable. He's so hateable. So hateable. We really want to see him die in a brutal way. This does that. I think this does that perfectly. Hayato Kurosaki. Oh, this is the big... Insane. Some of his strongest FX work based on pure density. I think it's amazing. I think that the smoke booms are amazing. I think that the blood splatter is amazing. I think that the spray as it claps is insane. I think the whole idea is nuts. Shotaro Ban. Oh, for those who aren't old, don't know, it's Kill Bill! I brought up Tarantino. I fucking knew it! It's been so long since I've seen Kill Bill, I really have to see it again. Yeah, with the glass floor and everything! Holy shit! Oh, and then going into black and white, too? I knew it was something I didn't know. Ah, that's so fun. But it's also not just like a copy, right? This is a completely... Oh, is this frame... Is that... Okay, hold on. I gotta find the splatter hallway and then the one right after it, too. Oh, that suite behind is super famous. She does... That, super famous. Block, steal your eye. And then it all goes black and white. And it's not in the sequence. Okay, that's fine. We're just gonna move on. Holy shit, that's cool. So this is Tsuchigami. This is all set up. This is this moment, which is also... Which is this moment. Right? With the reflections and stuff. Same moment. And then we kick into gear. Oi, oi, oi. Okay. Ajin. Oh my god. Ajin Hakyugo, Itsuki Tsuchigami, Mise, Nakayo Onsen, O'Brien Benny, Shinsaku Kozuma, So Miyazaki, Yuto Kajino. That's a lot of people. It deserves it. We're gonna see. I mean, obviously, this is the sequence. That's this sequence where we lead up to the finale, and she kagoom. We're still in Kajino. Now we're in Onsen. Now we're in Shinsaku Kozuma. Onsen. Oh, that's Miyazaki. Right, Miyazaki. Oh, right, yeah. This whole thing. So then there's this. Oh, we're showing all these elements because he's blowing through them and destroying stuff to create more momentum. Building up. Ding, 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 ding. God, that's crazy. Hakyugo. The big spiral is O'Brien. Okay. Awesome to have this many people. That explains why there are so many distinct styles, one after another through this sequence. It's cool. And we got another Meister, Bentley, Hirota, Benny, Proro, Saucelot, Shigetsugu, Yamazaki. Just an incredible amount of people. This is the hand-to-hand. The ra-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta. This sort of flair, the history, the zoom-in, the running, the multi-frame, the holograms, the spiral of people all beating her from every side. That's so Utapon. That's so fucking Utapon. That was O'Brien Benny? And then Hone Hone. Yo, O'Brien. That's a cool Kill la Kill impact frame paching into Utapon cubes, my guy. That's pretty fucking sweet. My god. Okay, and finally, Mok Mok. Top cut of the episode. These three being homies. Oh, yeah, okay. So this is the... Well, I have to eat a hat. I gotta go find and buy and eat a hat. Because this is not Keiichiro Watanabe. I said I would be flabbergasted. My gasters are flabbered. Huh. Hey, Mok Mok. What else have you done? Jujutsu Kaisen 3, Hoyo Fair. I'm gonna grab the Hoyo Fair ones. I don't care if I get spoiled by them. Because I don't know what the fuck I'm looking at. That's kind of cool. Okay. Okay. Is this a young webgen animator who's like got their first start in an indie project? I don't know if Hoyo Fair is an indie project. Oh, it's community created Genshin Impact art. Okay. And then this is from Limbus Company. Oh, wow. That. That feels like... It feels like something else in JJK. Like a portion of a Mahito fight or something like that. But this is Dongmin Kim. It's a different animator. Wow. This is like a debut cut almost. Right? For Mok Mok? It's close. Compared to the kind of jank of the almost indie style Hoyoverse stuff that was being done, this, I thought it was Keiichiro Watanabe. This has like a smoothness, a sense of momentum, an ethereal quality to it, and it's the whole sequence too, all the way up to the next guy, and then this like turn midair, voop, voop, all of the exploding fire stuff underneath. This is stunning. And the fists! And the fists! Top cut for the episode. Relatively unknown animator. I would love to keep an eye wide open for Mok Mok in the future. What the fuck? First, to produce a cut that immediately makes me think that this was created, makes me convinced that this was created by one of the best animators working in the industry right now, who has a unique and distinct style that I thought was captured here. And yet, now that I look at it, there is some difference. It doesn't have the warbliness. It doesn't have the flow, sort of. It just has the acceleration and the speed and the vibe. But then it does some things that are, honestly, I like better than a lot of Watanabe's cuts. It has a solidity to it sometimes. A ramp up, ramp down of momentum, this color fuckedness, and then these crazy sort of slow building color changes and explosions and debris generation and Utapon cubes, and what a set of skills. Like, what a skill set on display. This is the kind of set of cuts that I would expect to be given to the best animator on the episode. Of course, those cuts were actually given to like 10 animators on that one sequence, but like, this ends up being some of the most impressive stuff in the episode, and Mok Mok's new to this, right? Cool! I love finding new animators, new animators, new to me. I'm really excited to see if Mok Mok ends up doing awesome shit and becomes a core name in the industry moving forward. That would be really cool. I love getting to witness their starts. Okay, let's bring it all in and bring it together. This is our first super action-heavy episode of Jujutsu Kaisen Season 3. There's been some fighting. Chozo versus Naoya is pretty badass and over-the-top and insane. But we're really kicking off. We're really kicking things into gear here. We've set up, like, multiple missions that all of our characters have to go on, and by doing that, we can fulfill a whole arc portion completely. So, like, Maki's chunk of this, going and dealing with the Zenins, start to finish, 28-minute episode, little extra length, but we're able to fit it all in there and get the entire emotional arc solved here. I think that's really cool. I think that makes this episode impressive, not just for its visuals and its vibes and stuff, but for its progress, for how much show was actually in this episode, how much we actually got done here. It feels like a lot, especially having gone back and watched 117 and having that context in the back of my head. We're really solving a problem that has been operating in the background, at least for Maki, this entire time. And finally, here's our solution to it. And it's brutal and it's bloody, as is the world of Jujutsu sorcery. But she comes out of it whole, maybe more whole than ever, because she's one with Mai in some sense. But most importantly, she's free. Free of the family name, free of those expectations, and free, to some extent, of her regrets. I think we'll leave it there. Thanks so much for watching this week's episode of Jujutsu Kaisen with me. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did, and I hope to catch you next week for the next one. You can get it a little bit early on the Patreon, linked in the description. It'll be up on there the day that this goes live on YouTube. Otherwise, I'll see you right here on YouTube next week for episode 5 of JJK. Much love. Peace.